Welcome to AutoCAD 2D modeling. In this model, you can see there are altogether four circles for which the radius has been provided in radius of 2 for these two outer circles. A part of that circle is appearing here. The rest of the part of the circle is trimmed off, whereas the smallest are of diameter 1 for both of them. So it's a quite simple 2D model. So let's begin with the model first. But again, the important point is to figure out that where, what will be the exact or best point to pick or choose your center point, or you could say the reference point. So it's up to you, as I always say. But here you can see, if you consider this point, the center point, as your reference point, 0, 0. So you can develop two circles here on same center point with the diameter of 1 and the radius of 2. But if you want to figure out one thing that would be unclear to you when you have to take the center point for these two circles, that would be difficult for you to analyze. Although overall distance given provided here between the outer part of the circles is 8. But how far the centers are apart is not exactly given to you. That is why it is better to consider your reference point, like here, and first draw a rectangle that can give you a reference boundary for your whole model. So that is my approach. Whatever suits you, you can go for it. So I would rather prefer to make a rectangle like this, and then you will see how you can easily, in easiest best possible way, we can develop the circles. So beginning with the 2D workbench, defining the units. Okay. So measurements for the rectangle I'm provided here is 8 by 4. So just go for the rectangle. Here it is. First corner point, 0, tab 0, enter. And on x-axis, it is 8, tab. It's 4 on y-axis, and then enter. So here is your rectangle. Just drag the rectangle to the center of your workbench and zoom in as much as you want. Now again, we need to drag it a little like this. Perfect. Next is, after making this rectangle, it would be very much easy for you to figure out where the center points for both center points will be for you. And what is that? It is, you can observe this is radius of 2. And once it is the radius, it means it is the distance between, or the length of a line between the center of the circle to the circumference. So center to the circumference. And here the circumference is basically touching the boundary of the rectangle. Simple. So at the same point, the circle, once the circle is touching the boundary of the rectangle, this is the radius. So radius, and this is also the radius. So on x-axis, how much distance has been covered? It's 2. You can see from here. This length is 2. Likewise, this length on vertical axis is also 2. So the center point will be 2 comma 2 for the first circle or the concentric circles, because the center for both circles is same. Now let's coming towards the center point for this circle. Okay, how much we are going upward from reference line? This is basically our reference line, right? So how much we are going upward? We are going 2 in vertical axis, but how much distance we are covering in x-axis? So you can see the radius is 2 from here as well, from boundary or circumference to till the center point. So this is 2 altogether. So 8 minus 2 will be 6. So you are 6 units away from the reference point. This is the reference point for both x and y axis. So the center point would become 6 on y axis and 2 on vertical axis, that is y axis, and 6 on x axis, right? So here you have your center points in the best, easiest possible way. So let's go for the circles, concentric circles. First on 2 comma 2 with radius diameter of 1. Okay. Diameter, center point 2, tab 2, and the diameter is 1. Enter. At same center point with radius of 2, same center point with the radius is 2 this time. So just type it, and the radius is 2, or the diameter is 4, and that's it. And you can see how beautifully the circumference is touching the boundary of the rectangle. Okay, let me clarify this to you, that this rectangle which we have taken as the reference rectangle, sorry, not triangle, but the rectangle. This reference rectangle would help you in another means as well. Like how? First, go for these two circles at the center point 6 comma 2. So circle with diameter at 6, tab 2, and the diameter is 1. Again, circle with radius. So 6, tab 2, and the radius is 2. That's it. So you can see this rectangle is gonna help to make a connection or a join between the two circles as well. So now we only need to trim off these extra lines, and we will have our final look. So after using this trim option, you can trim off these lines like this. You can also drag and delete. We don't need to delete these lines because they are making the connections between the two. So delete this part, and you have your final look. Now coming towards the dimension in the end. So the diameter for the center circle is 1, and in terms of radius, the outer circle, it's 2. Now you can also mention the distance between the two circles. It's up to you how much measurements you wanted to show. And if it can easily provide you, it's starting from the center point, which we don't want. So in that case, you can also do one single thing, that you can take a line First point you can take from 0 tab 0 till 90 degree. Yes, it is 90 degree. And another point on line. On x-axis, it will be 8, whereas on y-axis, it will be 0. So you can make a 90-degree line, tab 90. It's not that straight. It is straight, okay. So it's up to you how much dimensions you want to mention out. And this will give you an extension point like this. So this was the easiest model. And we are done up till here. See you in the next video. Thank you.